Hey guys, it's Sutonia here, and I've got another quick video for you. So this time we're going to be looking at another useless module, or not quite useless, but a module that has like next to no place right now, and that's the small ancillary shield booster. Now why is this module useless? So it gives you, for 2 power grid and 25 CPU, you get 57.2 HP every charge with heat, and if you use all of the charges you get 504.8 hit points back. Now if you compare this to the small azeotropic shield extender, I've picked this one specifically because it also has the 0 CPU SIG penalty that the small ancillary shield booster has. It costs 1.5 power grid with shield upgrades, 2 base. So even if you have don't even have shield upgrades trained, it uses just less. It just uses the same power grid and less CPU straight up, so it's better fittings. It's going to save you 5 CPU and 0.5 power grid, and just on its own with shield management 5, it's going to give you 562.5 HP, which is more than the entire clip of the small ancillary shield booster, and it's all up front. If you compare the small shield extender 2 here for 0.25 more grid and 2 less CPU, you get significantly more HP back. More than an extra 2 charges off from the small ancillary shield booster, which is very unreliable because it uses a lot of cap to run. And of course, if you want to go insane, you can run the Republic Fleet small shield extender, which gives you a lot more HP, obviously. So basically the problem is that just this small cheap shield extender just gives you more HP straight up, and it's all up front, so you don't need to worry about getting the charges off. Normally when you're fitting a small shield extender, you're flying something with significant power grid problems but you still want some semblance of a tank. A good example of those ships are Condor and Crow mostly. Those are the only 2 ones that really come to mind. Just any kind of like ship like that has big power grid problems but has plenty of CPU and just wants some kind of tank but doesn't want to sacrifice like a low slot for a micro auxiliary power core to get the medium shield extender on, because you care more about speed in the lows with nanos or damage or something. Now if we compare medium ancillary shield booster to medium shield extenders as a good example, these modules both can coexist, and they both have really useful situations for them to be in. The first reason is because the fittings are really different. So if you check the medium ancillary shield booster, it only requires 12 power grid, but it uses a lot of CPU, 50 CPU, which is a lot on a frigate or destroyer. Whereas if you compare this to the medium shield extender, it uses less CPU, 15 less CPU for Tech 2, but it uses 10 more power grid approximately. Or about 8 more power grid if you're running a faction shield extender or a restrained shield extender, and they give about the same stats. A medium ancillary shield booster gives slightly more than a Tech 2, the faction slightly more than the medium ancillary. So it's kind of, they kind of are both really cool options because they have different fitting requirements. And like you get slightly more if you run the medium ancillary shield booster, but the medium shield extender 2 is all up front, so there's different choices there. I mean, I guess you could also mention that you could run drugs like a small standard blue pill or something to get even more out of the medium ancillary shield booster. So maybe my point is mute if you want to run a 3 million ISK drug to increase small ancillary shield booster above small azeotropic shield extender, but then you still have the problem where that HP is not up front, which is the main thing you really want on a Crow or a Condor, is just up front HP, so you don't get one shot by a Thrasher or something. Large ancillary shield boosters are also kind of interesting. They give you quite a lot more actually than the Tech 2 shield extender. It's actually more than 20% more, but they use like double the resources in terms of CPU and also more power grid too. So they're pretty hard to fit, which is why you don't really see that many large ancillary shield boosters. So it's interesting to see what CCP could do with these small ancillary shield boosters. I mean, maybe they could just half the power grid on them, so it's just 1 power grid. It wouldn't really change too much, but at least then it could be kind of an option if you just have that 1 power grid left. I'm sure there might be like 1 or 2 fits on a Crow or Condor or something like that that might open it up. where it could be useful. I mean, another alternative that I might like would be to this would be kind of a bit weirder though, would be to make the rate of fire, or I guess the duration on the small ancillary shield booster a bit slower. So slow it down a bit, but increase the HP amount, so that way you would keep the sort of HP per second the same when it's running, but you would basically increase the clip HP and try and aim to get a bit closer to like the medium ancillary versus medium shield extender 2 balance, where, you know, a small ancillary shield booster will give you a bit more than the small shield extender 2. So, you know, like, I don't know, 660 HP from the full clip, and you slow down the duration a bit more as well, but it's basically the same HP per second. I think that could also be an interesting way to kind of, you know, I mean, it's always going to be a really niche module because it's like, you know, one of those like last resort tank mods that you fit on a ship with power grid problems. And like I said, only the Chrome Condor come to mind really, you know, when thinking about it. I mean, there might be like 3 or 4 other ships that want to run a small shield extender, but there aren't that many. So anyway, avoid small ancillary shield boosters, because small azeotropic shield extender is better in every way.